Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of Johnson's Court. I know it's been a few weeks, it's been a minute since I've been with you guys, but hey, I'm finally back. Life's gotten in the way, things have happened, but it doesn't matter because I'm back with you guys right now. So let's just go ahead and get into it. This is Super Bowl recap. This is kind of like the NFL recap of the season episode if you'd like. So I'll just go ahead. And so for Nick and I, Super Bowl pick, we both had the 49ers, and obviously the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, so we went 0-1. That puts us at a total playoff record with Nick at 7-6 and me at 6-7. So Nick won the playoff record. He went better than me. So when you add that to both of our personal regular season records, he had originally was 167 wins, 105 losses. He is now at a grand total of 174 wins and 111 losses. For my regular season stats, I had 169 wins and 103 losses, for a grand total of 175 wins and 110 losses. So congratulations to both of us on a great season of predicting games. You know, it's always a goal to not have under 100 losses, but you never know how the season's going to go. You know, teams win when they're not supposed to. You know, just all kinds of sorts of things happen, you know, and especially in the playoffs, for example, you know, I went 6-7, so I didn't even go above 500. So, you know, that hurts there. You know, Nick went 7-6, you know, just barely above 500. Football is football. Anything can happen. That's what's so great about sports. And we're also in the month of March, which means that, on a side note, March Madness is already started. It's here. It's going to be happening here very soon. And if you're a basketball fan, if you are a college basketball fan, you are more than electric. You're more than excited. You are just, I don't even know, you know what I'm saying? Like you're kind of shaken because you know that the time is coming, but all you can do is wait until the 64 teams is set and you get to fill out all 24 of your brackets for a chance to win $1 million if you ever get a perfect bracket. But that is a slight chance to none happening. But I'm going to try every single year, baby, until I get it. I'm going to try. But I do want to talk about, you know, what are your thoughts on the Super Bowl? What were my thoughts on the Super Bowl? You know, was it a good Super Bowl? Was it a bad Super Bowl? You know, what did you like about it? What did you not like about it? So me personally, I thought it was a pretty good Super Bowl. You know, the 49ers were winning the majority of the game. The Chiefs did happen to come back when they won 25-22. They won by 3 points. I don't know what the over-under line was for that game, but you know, the Chiefs played a good game. The 49ers played a good game. It's those few plays here and there that turn the tide of the game. And then all of a sudden, the lead starts to decrease. And all of a sudden, that one change, that one flip, the team takes the lead. Then how does that other team respond? Well, I'll tell you. The Chiefs responded, and they won the game. Experience really does play a factor in the playoffs. It plays a factor in any game, but especially in the playoffs. And that's one of my key factors in what I said at the beginning of the playoffs is experience pays off in the end. Why do you think Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs were able to come back on the biggest stage in the NFL and still come back and win? Not to say that the 49ers couldn't have done it. They were winning most of the game. You know, they had the opportunity, they had the potential to win the game, but it just did not happen, folks. The Chiefs were able to, you know, edge it out. You know, Travis Kelce, the Swiftie fans, everything wasn't good in the first half, turn around second half. You know, the Usher performance during halftime really sparked something in the Chiefs that led them to win the game, obviously. So, you know, it's just really cool to see that this was one of the better Super Bowls in the recent years. You know, it always seems when it's like a blowout game or, you know, teams win by 10 or more points, you know, you want to see a close game, and that's exactly what we got. You know, I didn't care that the Chiefs won, or I didn't care that the 49ers won. Yes, I wanted the 49ers to win because I was rooting for them more, but either team could have won, and I didn't really care of the outcome. But good for Patrick Mahomes, you know, good for the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, they have been winning. You know, they've got 3 Super Bowls now. You know, they are one of the teams in this NFL that, you know, you have to watch out for. You know, we were talking in the regular season how are the Chiefs even going to make the playoffs? Are they even going to win their division? Well, they did win their division. They did make the playoffs. They didn't get the number 1 seed. but they did make it all the way to the Super Bowl, and then they came back to win the Super Bowl. So, it just goes to show never give up until, you got to play all 4 quarters. You play until the clock hits 0. And that's exactly what the Chiefs were able to do. But on the 49ers side of the ball, they had a great run. They had a pretty good season. They were the number 1 seed in the NFC. They made it to the Super Bowl. Projectingly and statistically, they should have made it to the Super Bowl. They did. And projectly on their side of the ball, they were winning for most of the game. And then, they happened to lose the game. But, they had a great run as well. So I think it was the best 2 teams in the NFL that made the Super Bowl. Now, I know everybody out there was rooting for the Lions. They had one hell of a season, one hell of a spectacular season. But hey, they can always get back, and I think they will get back. So that'll be exciting to watch for the Detroit fans. They really have something to root for. Something special is happening in Detroit. But, Lamar Jackson wins MVP. So how do the Ravens, pan out next year? As long as, that team stays healthy, do they add a couple weapons? What exactly happens? How do the Ravens respond? How do the Cleveland Browns respond with so many injuries? That was a team that could have made Super Bowl or could have made the playoffs and didn't. How do, the Texans respond with making it with a rookie, head coach and a QB that made the playoffs, won in the first round, lost in the second round to the Ravens, but that was a good game as well. I watched that in Disney World. Pretty exciting. It's all those question marks of, can the Chiefs repeat? How do they get back? What do they lose? What do they gain going into next season? What things happen during the regular season to still keep them on track to make the Super Bowl next year? I don't know. It's way too early to even decide to pick who I think is going to win the Super Bowl next year, just because, changes happen for all different kinds of teams. Where's Russell Wilson going to go? The Broncos are releasing him. So, he's getting paid a lot of money. Does he need to play this year? No, because he's getting paid so much money just to sit at home, hang out with his wife and kids. Or what team takes him and they're like, hey, you're the man who's going to take us to the Super Bowl? I don't know, but I can tell you that this upcoming season is going to be really good. Aaron Rodgers is going to come back. Like I said, the Detroit Lions, can the Chiefs repeat? What can the 49ers do? Is Brock Purdy the answer? Do they move on from him? For all those Colts fans, how does AR come back from surgery? It's just, there's all these question marks because not all 32 teams have a shot, but when it's 0-0 before the season, every team has a shot. You guys know what I'm saying. But that's my wrap up on the Super Bowl. That's my wrap up kind of on the regular season and what I'm looking forward to come, the next season. So I'm going to pause there, talk a little bit about basketball, and since it's March, talk a little bit about March Madness and the sense of, are you guys ready? Are you guys more than excited to see all these buzzer beaters, these upsets, your bets not hitting because a 16 seed beat a number 1 seed again, or, what 15 seed, makes it to the Elite Eight, all these dramatic, crazy, finishes. Does a 15 seed win by 10? They beat the 2 seed pretty easy. How many buzzer beaters will we see in March Madness? Is it over under 7? I'm going to take the over on that. Over under 7 buzzer beaters. You know what? I'm going to count. And we're going to come back to this video when, March Madness, we're down to the, I'll make a video of who's going to win March Madness. Then when the Final Four comes, who can make it to the Final Four and then who can make it to the championship. So be on the lookout for those videos. Super excited for that. And then I do want to leave you guys with thank you so much for watching Everybody Shoots, Everybody Scores. That was one of the most fun videos I've ever made in my life. And there's obviously more people to come on the channel that can be a part of that can grow that number. So this isn't the end of that video. I can always add on to that video, which is awesome. It's beautiful in its own sense to see, like I said, when I made that intro video, before that video came out, how beautiful it started. The idea that we had of just what was the best play of the day, to the journey that's happened, all the different playlists that we've had, with basketball, golf, podcasts, boxing, Muay Thai, all those kinds of things. And then to see where we are so far in this process. Started in 2018 and it's 2024. Like I said, Shina's not gonna this channel is not going to end until I die. And, you know, maybe my kids can continue this channel for as long as they live. I think that'd be super cool to pass it down to them. You know, if they're, you know, sport loving people, you know, maybe they're not, but hopefully they are, and, you know, they can carry on that legacy for me, for the Johnson name. But hey, thank you guys so much once again for tuning in. I'm gonna check out here, but I will see you guys all here very soon, and take care.